jump to conclusions.
Yeah, only when the signs are obvious, kid.
I don't want to hear.
Look, if it's coming, you gotta face it.
When it does, I will, but I refuse to speculate.
Yeah, but what I want to know is what were those four doing, right? Pollard and his missus, Banks and his, right? Out at the restaurant having a slap-up meal, afterwards having drinkies in the bar, all pals together, right?
Doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah, well, I've been around long enough to know that a fella like Pollard, he doesn't go to all that trouble just because he wants to make a few friends. It's sort of, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And another thing, I bet you your Mr. Banks is going over to the other side, you know that?
How can he take sides, Sidney? He's looking for another buyer, that's all. If there isn't one, there isn't one.
I bet you. I lay odds, right?
Oh.
That after last night's little episode, they won't be looking quite so hard, know what I mean?
You don't have faith in people.
Well, do you?
No. Sometimes I think I do, but I usually end up kidding myself.
I don't suppose there's any chance of you and Pollard working together?
We could be the greatest team since Batman and Robin, according to his wife, Valerie.
So what's the trouble then?
She lies, Sidney. When it suits her, she lies.
Yes, yes. Yes, it's fine, of course. Ah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Do come in. Won't you sit down?
I have to make inquiries in respect of a document Miss Pollard has received. Now, these inquiries might necessitate interviewing some members of your staff. Would there be a room here I could use for such questioning?
Well, it's a slack time of the year. A chalet could be put at your disposal.
And do you have a staff list and duty roster I could take away?
Yes. Yes, I give you both.
Thank you. Do you know where these lists were tied?
Yes. In here.
On that machine?
Yes.
And do you have a resident guest list covering the same period?
I hadn't realized you intended to interview our guests as well. And you haven't told me what this inquiry is about.
The purpose of my inquiry is to discover who wrote a document which could be described in popular terms as a poison pen letter. When could I have a list of the guests?
Well, you can make a note from the register, or I can have a list typed. Would you like it typed on that machine, or another?
Another. Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Hunter. Good afternoon.
It's Miranda Pollard's day off, but when she comes in, however late, ask her to come and see me wherever I am.
Oh, I didn't expect you back so soon.
No.
Now, leave those cakes alone. I'm expecting a friend to tea, and I want you to make yourself scarce, too, while she's here, because we've got some serious business to discuss.
Oh, I'll do that, yes. You know, I'll not stay where I'm not wanted.
Oh, how did the interview go?
Well, I wasn't wanted there either.
Oh, Wally, I am sorry.
The job had gone. You'd think they'd have had the decency to tell me, wouldn't you, and save me a journey. They kept me hanging about for half an hour before the boss was free. It was a waste of time, Kath.
Yes. Never mind. Perhaps something better will turn up. Have another look in the papers tonight, eh?
I'll do that. I think I'll get myself up to my room if I'm not wanted here.
All right. Here, just a minute. Here. Take those with you. And make yourself a cup of tea and take that up as well.
Thanks very much.
Hey, kid.
Huh?
The fuzz are outside asking for you personally.
I'll send him in.
Not him, it's a her.
Oh.
She's got a skirt on.
Okay. Annette, hello. I was expecting a battle axe. Sidney.
He looked at my legs as if he wondered whether I was wearing tights or stockings.
He's got a suspender fetish. Sit yourself down.
Now, I'm just passing. I've got a little inquiry on over at the motel. Nothing heavy. But I just thought I'd pop in and see how you'd survived Ashley.
All over, Annette.
Good.
Yeah.
We're not exactly weeping over his absence down at the Nick either.
Well, at least he put me on the right side of the local fuzz, didn't he? Oh, God. I remember now. That night at my flat, eh?
Don't.
You and your sergeant, me and mine. Listen, you must drop in for a coffee sometime or a drink even.
Fine. Except I don't have the sergeant anymore.
And I don't have Ashley, so we don't have to watch our language, do we? What are you doing tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that would be great.
Just after 6, yes?
Fine, except that I will have to get back into uniform 4/8. So just coffee, okay?
I'll put in extra sugar.
You dare. Bye.
Knowing Sally, it doesn't surprise me one little bit.
Well, she was always against the marriage from the start, as you know, Marian. This is just about put the tin lid on it.
But she's using it, of course, as a lever.
You don't mean to say she's trying to separate them still?
Well, I wouldn't put it quite as strongly as that, but she likes to cause trouble.
Do you think you could have a word with her?
Well, I'll certainly try, but once she's made up her mind about something, she's impossible to reason with.
I mean, in a way, I sympathise with her, because I felt that way myself about the baby. I mean, it took me some time.
Yeah, you're on their side now.
Oh, yes, of course I am, and I realise how important it is to them. Wish I'd come round to that way of thinking when Arthur was alive, because he was always for them to go straight ahead with it.
How are you coping? I know how difficult it is those first 6 months.
Oh, I'm all right, you know, getting used to being on my own now. No. You never get used to it, do you, really? I mean, every day you have to make a separate effort. I don't think I'll ever stop missing him.
No, and it's no good me saying things like, oh, time's a great healer, because I know how wrong that can be, too.
I didn't thank you for your letter, did I? Oh, it was a help, you know, knowing that you'd been through it as well. You seemed to know exactly how I was feeling.
Well, now you've got your first grandchild to look forward to. That'll be quite something. Hello.
What's this then, hen party? Didn't know you were coming round, Aunt Marian?
No, it was a nice surprise for me, too.
I asked Marian to have a word with your mother.
My mother? What about?
Well, I think you know what about, Kevin, surely, if I can talk some sense into her.
Yeah, well, you needn't bother on my account.
I was thinking more of Glenda.
Or us? My mother doesn't like the idea. That's her problem, not ours. We don't need her approval, or anybody else's for that matter.
Okay,
and I don't like the idea of our private business being discussed over cups of tea, do you mind?
Don't use that tone of voice to Kath.
It's all right, Marian. He's upset. I know why.
I don't care how upset he is. You shock me, do you know that? You come barging in here, cross-questioning Kath in her own home.
Oh, come
You're
on.
fast becoming an insolent, unfeeling little
Marian,
monster.
please.
I'll leave you to it.
How long's this been going on?
Well, you know, since her dad died, Glenda's got a bit overprotective, and so's Kevin, and it makes them a bit bossy.
Bossy? They've taken over.
Trying to remember, what was your sergeant called again?
Bill.
Are you sending me up?
Edward Henry Bill.
All right. I thought he was going to marry you.
Oh, you must be joking. We were very merry that night.
But Ashley said something later about him having a spot of trouble with your mum.
No.
No?
Her mother simply realized I wasn't that interested. Didn't know how to let him know. So she did. I used to keep her quite busy doing that before I quietened down.
Now, she had a bit of trouble, didn't she, with her, what?
Hip.
Hip, that's right. Replacement job, wasn't it? There you go.
Still is.
Still, I got the idea she's going to have the operation quite soon.
Yes. And we got that idea 2 years ago.
She still hasn't had it.
The waiting list for operations get longer every day. You know, it's almost 3 years and all now.
Oh, that's dreadful.
I mean, that's 1984.
How's she standing up to it?
Standing up isn't the appropriate term.
Sorry.
She's housebound, virtually bedbound.
A lot of pain?
Pain and the misery of a once very active woman. Your flatmate. She never seems to be here when I come.
Well, this is only the second time you have come. She'll be in when she finishes work at the motel.
Crossroads? There's a coincidence.
Yes. What's the inquiry you're making then?
I'll tell you when it's all over. Maybe.
Whatever you say, Sergeant.
I used to share a flat.
Yeah?
We used to have awful problems over men. You know, either I'd want to entertain a guy alone or she would. That's before Mother came down with a hip and I had to go back home and take care of her.
Yes, well, Diane and I don't have any problems with men at the moment.
Not needing to entertain Ashley anymore.
And her not needing to entertain Paul Ross.
Ross?
There's her boss. He's the restaurant manager and she's the cold trolley girl. Is your coffee all right?
Actually, I'd like a bit more milk.
Yeah, so would I, don't know.
So they have a carry-on between courses?
Well, they did, but I'm afraid after he wooed her and won her, he dumped her.
Hurt?
Not him.
Her?
Thank you. More than she lets on, yes. If he's not very careful, she could do him out of his job.
That'd be a whole lot of revenge.
Uh-huh.
He must have hurt her very badly.
Enough. It's only normal for her to hate him a bit, isn't it?
Now, that were me, I'd seek other employment. Can she type?
What?
Well, is she stuck with waitressing, or can she type?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, she's all right, but she's a fixture at the motel. She's off to your part of the world for 3 months on a management course, but she'll be back.
Hoping he won't still be around.
You better believe it.
Kath, I really must go. I'm on evening surgery.
Oh, do you know, the time's just flown, hasn't it? Hope I haven't made you late, have I?
No, I'll get there. Well, thanks a lot for having me over. I have enjoyed it. Well, most of it.
Oh, don't take it too seriously. I know why he's upset, you know, and this aggressive attitude, it's all part of it, really.
Yes, but why directed against you?
Easiest target, I expect.
I heard that.
Yes, you deserve to hear a lot more and not to your advantage.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. And if you could have a word with my mother, it might help to smooth things over.
Well, I'll try, but you know how difficult she can be.
Don't I just?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right, Wally. Mrs. Owen's just going. You can come in now. This is Walter Soper, Marian, Arthur's cousin.
Oh.
And this is Mrs. Marian Owen, Kevin's auntie.
Oh, right. Pleased to meet you.
How do you do, Mr. Soper?
Right.
You get the job?
Well, you know, it was...
You what?
Nearly one of those...
They're going to let you know, aren't they, Wally?
That's right.
Yeah. He's looking for a job, you know, only temporary, of course. He went for one today down at O'Brien's warehouse.
Oh, yes, I was talking to someone from O'Brien's this morning. As a matter of fact, they asked me if I knew of anybody suitable for the job, so you've still got a chance. They haven't decided on anyone yet. Well, look, I really must rush now, Kath. Bye-bye.
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 Still deciding, eh? Sounds hopeful. You did warn them it was only for 2 weeks, didn't you?
Oh, of course I did.
I thought you said the job was filled.
Well, that's what they told me, Kath. You know, I mean, say, how do I know? They're at me from all sides. I'm fed up. I'm going down to the Pope.
Don't you got anywhere near the place, much less got an interview.
Oh, well.
Mum, am I being rude and aggressive?
Yes, every now and again you are, just a bit. Still, you don't mean it, I know, and I know why. Especially just now. You're really dreading that visit to the clinic, aren't you?
I'm not looking forward to it.
Good of you to come over at such short notice.
You talked about some development, Mr. Banks.
That's right.
And how did this come about?
I had a mule with Mr. Pollard last night.
Did you indeed?
Now, he's prepared to offer you £60,000. If there's another genuine bid, then he'll top it.
Pity there isn't another bid forthcoming.
There is.
How do you mean?
I'll myself make you an offer here and now. £60,000 matching his. So you have a choice. You sell to him, or you sell to me. And if you sell to me, we settle it here and now.
Contracts take time.
On a handshake, Mr. Lander. You see, I think very highly of you. And your word's good enough.
You have it, Mr. Banks.
You want a downer?
Rock bottom.
Oh, never mind. It'll pass.
Oh, sure, I'll be back in there fighting. You can't keep a good girl down.
So what's gone wrong?
Nothing's gone wrong.
Well, then.
Mind you, not a lot has gone right either. J. Henry Pollard has enlisted the services of Oliver Banks, or so I am informed by a very reliable source. J. Henry's got his man. I've lost me last hope.
So what's you going to do?
I'll give in. I'll submit. They carry me away screaming.
Well, couldn't you stay on and work for him?
No way.
Well, why don't you just give it a go?
Diane, it's out of the question. I'd rather run a three-legged race with you to John O'Groats.
I thought Mr. Banks was looking for another buyer.
Do you know, that was the idea. At least that was the patter. But I dare say a wave of a hefty checkbook put that little thought right out of his mind.
Pity.
In it, though. A girl can get quite carried away.
Hello, love.
Hello.
Yeah, car keys and bill for Shelley number 10.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Hi, lads. Lost your tin hats, then? You see them. There's another lot here. Sally number 9.
Tin hats?
What?
Did you just say something about tin hats?
Them.
Who?
Them this afternoon. Didn't you see them?
What, here?
Well, out on the road with the tripods and things.
And the tin hats?
And the tin hats, yeah. They're surveyors or something from the council.
Surveying what?
Well, it said something about a bypass or something.
Bypass? Where?
Oh, just me. I'll see you tomorrow. Just some more.
Well, I could always keep a lookout for you.
What for?
Work.
Me?
Well, I take it you want some.
You're forgetting something.
What?
Who owns the place?
J. Henry. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to emigrate.
Hey, listen, have you got any shampoo?
Usual place, help yourself.
Conditioner?
What's all this?
My hair needs it. It's in a terrible mess.
Who are you making yourself beautiful for then, hey?
All those wonderful men in Scotland.
Oh, God.
If that's for me, I am definitely washing my hair regardless.
Evening. Is
Hello.
Sharon in?
Yeah, come in.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse the state on me, won't you? But, well, I'm going to have a bath.
Yes, of course. Evening.
Hello. Do you two know each other? Oliver Banks, Diane Hunter?
Well, actually, we did meet at Kevin's wedding. And I've seen you in the motel, too.
Oh, yes. We haven't actually been introduced. Well, how do you do?
Hello.
Look, this won't take long. There's something you ought to know, and I'd rather like to tell you personally, so...
Oh, right, well, I'll get going then. You didn't run into any bathwater coming down the stairs, did you?
No.
Right, my luck's in.
Oh, goodbye, mister.
Let me guess. It's sold, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I knew that as soon as I saw you standing in the door. Oh, well. That, as they say, is that. Oh, I am sorry. I thought I prepared myself for this moment, but I got all stupid. So, how was J. Henry Pollard in his moment of triumph?
He didn't have one.
Oh,
I bought it.
you?
Yes.
Why?
Seemed a good idea at the time.
Now, let me get this quite straight. No deals with J. Henry. No nothing. You have bought Reg Lamont's half share in the garage.
Yes.
Oh, you are a wonderful, wonderful man. Oh, I can't tell you what it means to me.
You don't have to. I can see it in your eyes.
Oh, you've got the garage, Mr. Banks. I go with it on a working basis only, okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
I'm sorry.
Why did you have to go and spoil it? Oh, why? Do I look that easy? Yeah, I suppose I do.